The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio 1, WTLC AM 1310, 92.7 FM, 95.1 FM, The Light, and its management.
Hello, you're listening to Community Church Broadcast. I'm your host, Antonio Lipscomb. This broadcast is designed so that we can work together with the community to get out information and make sure we're well informed.
When I was hungry, you fed me. I was thirsty, gave me a drink. Visit me through sickness and imprisonment. You always clothe me. I'll never be a stranger. Community Church Indy, where the gospel is shared and lives are saved.
If you would like to be included in this broadcast, simply call 317-239-1310. Join us while our show is already in progress.
How's everybody doing out there? It's Tijideen Rowley, known as TJ. I'm actually going to be sitting in for Pastor Antonio Lipscomb for a few weeks here. So just excited to speak with you all. Of course, we want you to call in. We want you to dial 239-1310 with any questions, any comments. Oh, man, just thinking about Community Church Indy, and we had a fantastic worship service Sunday. God really moved. We actually had a guest pastor in from Atlanta, Pastor Peyton, who delivered a powerful word titled A Good Understanding, speaking on renewing our mind in Christ and having the understanding of what God has for us and what God will do for us and what God will do in us. So just hope everybody's encouraged by that out there, just knowing every moment, every morning, every day that we start, we got a new beginning. But I'm excited for this young brother that is actually on the line with me today. He goes by Brother Jamaal. Brother Jamaal, are you there?
Peace, brother.
Yes.
Speaking with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This young man is multi-talented. He's awesome. Checked out the website, Brother Jamaal, and man, I love it, man. I love what you're doing. So we're just going to highlight you today. And callers, please call in if you got any questions for Brother Jamaal. So, Brother Jamaal, just kind of lay out what you do to the audience.
So once again, guys, like the brother said, my name is Jamaal. I go by Brother Jamaal, and I'm the sole owner of Aboriginal Kings and Queens. I created my own Black culture and Black history board game, which I entitled Knowledge of Self, which allows you to visit through both Black history and Black culture. I came up with my own Black children's book. My own gaming app will be out soon, clothing line, book giveaways, and I also visit different youth programs, middle schools and high schools as well, to help liberate our community.
Man, y'all hear that? That young Black man is doing some amazing things, and he inspires me. I get excited hearing. So let's just kind of tap into some of the things you do. The Knowledge Itself board game. Tell us a little bit more about that. I was online watching it and checking it out. It looks really interesting. So tell us a little more about that.
Thank you, brother. So with my Knowledge of board game, so the whole point or the whole concept of the Knowledge of board game is to laugh and learn as you venture through both Black history and Black culture, ranging from Black sayings and doings, Black music, Black activists, revolutionaries, inventors, actors, singers, scholars, all the above. You might pick up a card about Malcolm X. You might pick up a card about Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Maya Angelou, Rosa Parks, Betty Shabazz. You might pick up a card about Beyonce, Lil Baby, Cat Williams, The Temptations, Gucci Mane, Megan Thee Stallion, Erykah Badu, all the above. So you can get a thorough re-education and be entertained simultaneously, brother.
I got you. That sounds like fun. So what's the object of the game?
So the object of the game is you got to be you have to be smart with the money that you have, the Black dollar bills. I was very, very intentional and deliberate when I created the board games and did the Black dollar bills instead of the the normal U.S. currency, dollar bills. And also knowing your Black history and your Black culture as well keeps you in the game.
Got you. Got you. Black dollar bills, okay. So it's challenging your money skills as well as challenging understanding your black history, right?
Definitely, sir. And another reason why I did the black dollar bills was to shed light on the importance of the masses of black people needing to own, operate, and control their own economical structure so you can be a self-sufficient and self-reliant people and have a degree of self-determination, self-preservation as black people, not just on a national aspect scale, but also on an international scale as well, brother.
I love that. I love that. Man, so you tapping into so many different levels of what we need to touch on in our communities. So we're going to go deeper into that for sure. I mean, what inspired you, though, to even come up with this game?
Well, I'll say my main inspiration came when I was 20 years old. I'm 24 years old now. When I was 20 years old, I was in the military. I served to be more specific, I served in the U.S. Army from 18 to 23 years old. When I joined the military when I was 18, I didn't have any confidence in myself. I had no direction, no discipline. I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know who I was as an individual. So if I didn't know who I was as an individual, I wouldn't have any knowledge, understanding, love, or care for my people. So when I was 20 years old, I feel kind of remiss, but I can't remember the brother's name, but I remember the brother that got, slain by another police officer. And I thought to myself, why does this keep happening to black folk? Why do I keep hearing people talking about black people are enduring all these, nowadays people use the term generational curses or generational traumas or generational plagues, things that are inflicting us as black people that happened back during physical bondage or chattel slavery that are still affecting our current circumstances, conditions, and predicaments today. So I was playing 2K with a friend of mine in the military. In the military, we go by last name. His name is Marshall. He told me, hey, man, you start reading books. I said, hey, man, I'm not about to read no book. At that time, brother, you couldn't pay me $1 million to read a book. But one day, I just said, you know what, man? I really am tired of my family living like this. I'm living like this. What can I do to change and better my overall quality, not just my overall quality of life, but my people and my family's overall quality of life as well? And he referred a book to me. Tell me if you're familiar with this book or if you heard of it, brother. Brother Marshall referred me the book, The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness.
Yeah, I remember actually checking that out in school. Didn't read the entire book, but I know of it for sure. Well, go ahead. I think you was about to answer my question. Go ahead.
Oh, my apologies, brother. Please proceed.
No problem. I actually think we got a caller on the line.
Sounds great.
Let's see what the caller wants here. Caller, go ahead.
How you doing, young man? That's a good deal that you got going on talking about the black dollar. But before Martin Luther King came along and destroyed our community, we were spending our money 100% in the black community, so we couldn't go anywhere else. I got a good book for you. Read Out from Slavery by Booker T. Washington. That's a good book, and it lets you see how the black man was put here on this earth to labor and create. And people like that you're listening to, and the Martin Luther King and the race baiters and the victimizers, they're the ones that's destroying you. And Martin Luther King certainly is a mass murderer who destroyed our destiny here in this country when he broke our communities up under Jim Crow and segregation. We were doing just fine. Look at the 40s and 50s and 30s, young man, and see what our real destiny is all about. But until Martin Luther King and his bunch came along, they're celebrating him again today, poisoning your mind. You're going to be very disillusioned at what you've been taught in school or so forth, talking about black history. And Harriet Tubman, nothing but a human trafficker, and that's historical facts. So you need to, if you're talking about examining history, examine the civil rights movement, examine Harriet Tubman close, and examine the fugitive slave. That's why they got that, because she was stealing people's property and selling it. So you need to take a closer look and not be so superficial and shallow and nice, because our history is not that great, but it's our own fault because we go along with it and we want to accept the cliche.
I hear you, Larry.
The
Hey,
nasty novelties that are being forced on
yes,
young
sir. Yes, sir. So Larry loves to call in. We appreciate his comments.
Right.
But he spoke of us putting the black dollar back into our community. Well, this is an opportunity right here. This young man, Brother Jamaal, regardless of how you want to put it or how you want to spend the history, right now in our present time, Brother Jamaal is putting out something that is awesome. He's using all of his ingenuity. He is pushing to make a difference in our community. He is pushing to inspire. He is pushing to elevate. He is pushing to do great things. So we are going to pour our black dollar right into Brother Jamaal right now, Mr. Larry. So I do agree with you on that. So, Brother Jamaal, do me a huge favor. Tell us how they can get in touch with you, how they can go and actually purchase your board game. Just let them know how they can connect with you for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. And thank you again, Mr. Larry, again, for your insight, your input, and your perspective as well. Deeply appreciate it, sir. But if anybody's ever interested in anything that I'm touching on or any of my products or provided services, you can check out my website at brother, as in brother and sister, Jamaal. So it's Brother Jamaal, Jamaal. Again, it's Brother Jamaal. Jamaal is spelled Jamaal Nelson.com. Again, that's Brother Jamaal Nelson.com. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram at Maal, MAAL317.
I love it. I love it. Yes, please go and check out his website. Check out this board game. I was blown away by it, especially him being a 24-year-old young man. I think he has his head on his shoulders pretty well, and I was excited when Antonio Lipscomb advised me that I was going to be speaking with you today. Speaking of Antonio Lipscomb, just want to give a shout out to him, man. When we speaking on positivity, I know Larry was speaking on how we just can't be all nice about our history. I mean, we know our history, but we also have to celebrate what's going on right now. I want to give a shout out to Antonio Lipscomb because he's really personally poured into me and my family. I do believe he stands for what he actually walks out what he stands for. Community Church Indy is all about enriching the community. We're about getting outside of the four walls. We're about the power of Christ. We're about the move of Christ. We understand the homicides that are going on right now in the city. We want to slow that down. We want to bring that to a stop. We want to get people homes, not just renting, but we want people owning homes. We want people to have great credit. We want people to be able to own their vehicle outright. We want those who are homeless to have somewhere to stay, to have food. And I'm excited about what Pastor Antonio Lipscomb is doing along with my entire church family. And I just say all of that to continue to celebrate our brother here that's on the line with us. So, knowledge itself, what's one of your favorite parts about your board game?
So I would say my favorite elements or aspects of the board game is it creates the ability for Black people to once again laugh and learn wherever situation or endeavor you're involving yourself in. You can be laughing and learning whether you're playing it at a school, a family gathering, cookout. You could be at a party or just any type of social gathering. And it allows, especially the youth, because the board game is for all ages, but it allows the youth because, the youth nowadays, they think, oh, history is just something that happened back in the day. It's of little to no consequence or it has no degree of importance. But once they start playing the game, they understand how it kind of ties into the present. And also, when they're picking up those culture cards, they think, oh, yeah, I'm having fun, I'm laughing, this is funny. But then they get in that history, too, so they're not very cognitive that they're learning simultaneously. So I think that's the best part of the board game is you get the best of both worlds. The parents are happy they're learning, and then the kids are happy to have fun.
Yeah.
With the adults as well when they play.
I love it. I love it. So you can sit down with your entire family and play this game, learn together, make memories. I think that's amazing, and I love the fact that you said, you know, that it ties the history into, I mean, the past into the present. You know, that's so important, especially we live in an age where it's just information driven. So everything's trivial. You know, everything is you know, a second guess whether this is true or that is true. But no matter how it's spun, our community, our Black history is amazing. It's beautiful. And salute to you, Brother Jamaal, for doing something that puts on for our community and our history. No matter how questioned it may be, one thing we know, we are beautiful and we have a powerful history of overcoming all kinds of trials. So speaking on that, Brother Jamaal, what did you have to, I know I read up on things, and I know the first board game you actually made yourself by hand, right? And then you were able to get blessed with someone who can actually produce those for you. And what was that process like? You know, starting from nothing and just an idea to where you are now.
Well, I'll say it took a great degree of fortitude and self-determination to first to come up with the idea, and then constructing the actual board game itself. When I initially dropped the board game, it was handmade, and I wasn't very satisfied with the quality because, you know, it's handmade, and I was like, you know what, I want to get it professionally developed and distributed so the quality can be better. And I remember it used to take me 6 hours just to make one handmade board game. 6 hours. And there were times where, like, when I would walk into the ER, they would know my face. Like, they would just know me because I used to accidentally super glue my fingers together when I was trying to make them by hand. So like, yeah, I can't keep on making these ER visits. Let me try to get this professionally developed. And, you know, that took about another year and a half just to find somebody, then another 6 months to get them made. But, you know, like you said, brother, there are a lot of things going on in the community right now. That's why I don't just, you know, my business is not all about making a dollar. It's about positivity, impacting, progressing, and advancing the masses of Black people. So when I read these books, like Mr. Larry said that earlier, Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington. When I read that book and I learned my history, and Booker T. Washington went to Hampton University, he didn't even have a penny in his pocket. He really used every amount of energy, time, and resources that he had to improve his overall quality of life from nothing. He literally had nothing. With the university, got a degree, built his own, helped establish businesses. He looked out for his own people as well, helped them go through college. If college or the academic route wasn't for them, helped them establish their own businesses so we can have our own economical structure, so we can do for ourselves, because we have the unique power and ability to do for ourselves as Black people.
Man, you speaking, young man. I love what you're saying, and I want our listeners out there to be encouraged. I know there's a lot of businesses inside of our minds, inside of our spirit, a lot of ideas, a lot of corporations. There are clothing lines, there are books. Y'all, we just got to do it. You know, let's not be afraid. Sometimes listen to what the young man had to go through. I mean, he was hitting up the ER, gluing his fingers together, but he kept going 6 hours just to make one board game. He could have easily, that first time he glued his fingers together, he could have been like, you know what, this is not the thing for me to do. This is not what I need to be doing. He could have walked away, but we got to stop walking away. We got to keep moving forward. Troubles are going to come, challenges are going to come, but we can overcome those things if we keep faith and if we believe. You know, God's word says that he is with us in all things, especially if we're doing things that are within his will. So we have to be focused. We have to go out there and get it. I get excited when I just hear from young Black men like yourself. And honestly, it doesn't matter the color. I get excited about anyone who's chasing their dreams, no matter the age. You know, go after it, because you just don't know who you're impacting. You just don't know who you're inspiring. I hope we get some callers to come in and speak on what's going on, what we're speaking on, and really just talk to us about, what's something that you're inspiring to do, and how maybe Brother Jamaal can help you along with that if you're just at the start of it. So you got you got someone to start building the boards for you, so you no longer had to do that. So what was the next step after you no longer had to spend 6 hours making one yourself? What was the next move after that?
I'll say the next move after that was making sure it's protected. I had to quickly grasp a thorough understanding of a patent, the difference between a patent and a copyright. For the longest, I was looking, how can I patent this board game? But I soon discovered I'm not the creator of a board game, so I can't get a patent. But I can get a copyright for the designs and the rule books of the game. Then marketing and promoting it. Social media is a great tool. Social media has there's some bad things about social media, but the bright side of social media is being able to market, and the youth, people, the children, teenagers, young adults, and older adults, everybody's on social media. So that definitely helps get the word out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Marketing yourself, getting things. Yeah, marketing yourself, getting things moving. I love it, man. I love it. What was your moment? I know, myself as a small business owner, I know sometimes there's that moment where you kind of at the fork in the road where you either going to go left or you going to go right. What was that moment for you?
I said that moment for me was, so I probably say it was about 8 months ago. Still I have my business is still new. It's still some things I'm growing through to get my business to the next level. Trial and error, success and failure. Me personally, I don't think there's any such thing as taking a loss. Or taking an L, as a lot of the youngsters say. I see it as not, instead of taking the L as in a loss, taking the L as in a lesson.
Yes.
But I'll say it's starting to warm up again now. But I got the military last June of last year. By February of last year, I was a month out the military. There's a whole lot of different community events going on. Or vendor events where I had opportunities to sell my products at different events. Mm-hmm. It's hot outside. There's different events going on. But as it got colder, those events kind of, went away for the season because it's cold outside now. Nobody's really outside being as adventurous and not networking anymore because it's cold outside. So it was kind of hard just solely depending on selling online now because I can get sales online. But at that time, most of my sales were coming from in person because I'm articulating myself very well. I'm a people person. I love engaging with the community, especially with my philosophies and ideals on how we can truly better our overall quality of life. I'm just better communicating with people in person. So I'll say that was a huge bump in the road for me this past fall and winter, having to adjust to solely depending on basically social media and to get the word out instead of being able to network in person. But still got to keep going, like you said, brother, as a fellow entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We can look at a lot of different entrepreneurs. We can look at Master P. We can look at Tyler Perry. We can look at Jay-Z. We can look at a lot of Madam C.J. Walker. They all went through hoops and hurdles to get to where they're at. You're not just going to wake up.
No.
Successful.
Definitely not.
Gradual process.
Yeah, and that's the the misconception sometimes is that it's just gonna turn on for you, but unfortunately, it will not just turn on for you. It's something that's gonna consistently. Sorry about that. It's going to consistently, you're going to have to keep on fighting for it. And even when you get in business and you rolling, you know what I mean? It's even then, you got to keep on going, got to keep innovative, keep growing. So your board game, how long has it been out?
It's been out it has been a year and 2 months now.
Nice. A year and 2 months. That is what's up, man. That is what's up. You should celebrate and enjoy that and continue to work hard for it. What's your next? I know, and I'm going to let you tell them. What's the next level that you're taking this board game to?
So the next level I'm taking the board game to is, so the Again, it's a physical, tangible product, a board game you can play physically in person, a tangible product, but it'll soon be a second version of the game that you can play. That'll be the mobile gaming app version, to where you can play it on your iPhone and Android. I was actually on the phone with my app developer before this session, brother, and we're still getting it together, because when it comes to Android or Google Play Store, it's very easy when it comes to mobile application submissions, but when it comes to iOS or Apple, their requirements are a little bit more difficult and challenging. So it's going to take a little longer to work with them, but it'll definitely be out in the next coming weeks, brother.
I love it. I love it, man. Hey, you are very, very innovative, man, and I pray blessings over what you're doing, because it's needed. And I love how intelligent you speak, how much confidence you speak with, and the fact I can tell you passionate about. When I first talked to you, I was like, wow, this young man is passionate about, really pouring back into our community, developing. What would you say, because I don't want to speak for you, what would you say in your own words? I know you touched on it a little bit, but I want you to go deeper into it. How is this game going to help our community? How does it bless our families? How does it bless young people and old?
This game, I truly know with complete certainty that it instills a sense of value into every black boy or girl, black man or woman who plays this game. Because as you were talking about, brother, we have a lot of the murder rate in Indianapolis has been skyrocketing. It's been going up each year for the past five or 6 years. It's steadily rising and increasing. The reason why we have all these murders is because if an individual has no love for self, if they do not see any hope, or they don't have anything positive to look forward to in the future, they're going to degrade, defile, demean, deprivate, regress, and go against themselves and their own people in their neighborhood and community. Because when we look at some of these school systems, the curriculums in these school systems are biased, outdated, and inaccurate, and have a linear point of view. It's Eurocentric or westernized. It's in a point of view to be sufficient for a white student. It's not sufficient for a black student.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying a black child or black man or woman cannot be successful, but they don't have a higher chance to be as successful as a white individual, because if me and you were sitting in a room, brother, and I took a picture of me and you in that room, you will want to see that picture because you're in that picture. The reason why a white student has a higher chance of being more successful, it's not because they're just smarter or naturally gifted or more talented than a black child. It's because that white child is seeing a direct reflection of themselves. When they learn about George Washington, Christopher Columbus, and all these other white scholars, inventors, and explorers, they say, "Oh, that's another white individual. If he or she's doing great things, I can do great things." And that black child seeing all these white individuals making all these significant strides and gains, they say, "Oh, well, obviously, if I'm not seeing anyone who looks like me doing anything great, then I can't do anything great." That kills their self-esteem. In the book, a book by Carter G. Woodson called The Miseducation of the Negro, he wrote this book in the early 1900s. He said there will be no need for an anti-lynching law if the original lynching did not happen in the classroom through the curriculums. That is why this board game has so much value to it, because this board game, they'll be laughing and learning to, "Oh, this black man did this black woman did that. Wow, then I could probably do this. Oh, I don't know who this person is on the board or who this person is in the car. Let me Google them real quick. Well, they got a book. Let me read this book." And that makes them not just want better for themselves, but obtain and actually do better for themselves, which subsequently will lead them to do better for their family and their own people.
Man, you touched on a lot there, young man. Yes, man, I agree 100%. Love for ourselves, man. In my opinion, our value for ourselves is a big challenge, because we don't value our lives. I'm not saying everyone, but for the most part, we're not valuing our lives on the level that we could. and that's leading to a lot of the mistakes that we make. We have to understand how important we are, and how important we are in the historical standpoint, how pivotal we've been, period, to the entire history, especially of the United States. But it goes even deeper, that we've been so pivotal, whether it's inventors, whether it's activists, whether it's political moves, whether it's civil rights, social justice, entertainment, fashion. We are a major part. And, I just want us to soak that in, really soak that in. I love when you said this book is going to give us a love for self. We want young people to say, hey, oh man, I see what this person did in 1985, or what this person did in 1964. And you know what? I can do that, because it all starts with an idea and just a little faith. I speak greatness over your situation, young man, and that, Brother Jamaal, that this is just going to it's going to take you farther than you even imagined. I truly believe that. I was just going down your website and I was like, okay, I love this. I love this. I see that you also go into schools and speak to young people as well.
Indeed, brother. Huey P. Newton, I'm sure you're familiar with Huey P. Newton, the co-founder of the Black Panther Party. He once said that the future lies in the hands of the youth. If we do not instill positive imagery, motivational messages, proper education, and value into the youth, then they're going to grow up and they're not going to have, like we just touched on, brother, any value, see or feel or know to have any value in themselves. And then we're not going to get anywhere as a people. We're not going to get any tangible or concrete gains as a people. We're going to keep accepting tokenism, fancy articulations and words from certain individuals, institutions, and programs, instead of actual concrete gains and benefits and tangible things, so we can actually be a self-sufficient, self-reliant people. So that is my main reason for going to different middle schools, high schools, youth programs, or anything involving the youth as well, brother, and just speak and engage with them, brother.
Yes, you keep doing that, because the youth is truly our future, and if without them, because at one point we was all youths, at one point somebody came and spoke. I can say I had plenty of people who spoke, from my uncles to my cousins, to teachers, coaches, who really just spoke life into my situation and believed in me. My mother, God rest her soul, was such a great supporter. She always, let me know that I can do anything I put my mind to, that I'm a victor in Christ, and that there's nothing that can stop me, but me. And I thank her for that. And we need to know that as a people, as young people need to know, the fact that, hey, anything I put my mind to, I can do. Now, of course, it's not going to be easy, but you know what? You can do it, and I love the fact you said you want us seeing us doing great things. So while one day somebody's gonna put you, Brother Jamaal, they're gonna put you in something for history on what you're doing right now, So you just got to keep growing, keep getting better, and don't give up. I know you're doing some other things too as well for the young people. You got a children's book as well?
Most definitely, brother. My children's book is called Melanin Comes with Power. Again, it's titled Melanin Comes with Power. It's my self-published children's book, which spreads positive imagery, upliftment, motivational messages, and encouragement, and re-education to our youth.
Man, that's dope. I was looking on there on the website, some of the subjects on that. Let me see. I think I have it right here. If I look at it, let's see. So some of your stories here this is some of the stories that this young man has in this book. Story 1: Your melanin is glorious, not gorgeous, but glorious. Come on now, y'all. Story number 2: I'm on the right path, right?
Indeed, brother, you spot on.
Yes, sir. Story number 2: Black economic structure. Black economic structure. Come on, y'all. Story number 3: Black creativity runs the world. Is he lying? I think not. I think the audience says yes, we do. Look at how many trends we set Look at how, man, I love it. I love it. Story number 4, the African diaspora. I actually studied that. That was one of my majors in college. That's very powerful. Diaspora is the study of African people all around the world. We're not just we're worldwide. We have impacted cultures all around the world. The African diaspora. I love it. Story 5, by any means necessary, Black progress. Go ahead and speak on that a little bit. Speak on that right there a little bit.
So the coined term by any means necessary came from my personal favorite black leader, revolutionary, and minister, Malcolm X, whose proper name is El-Hashlik El-Shabazz. By any means necessary, in layman's terms, in the shortest way I can put it, basically saying putting all of our differences aside and coming together to a mutual consensus as black people so we can build, operate, control our own social structure, political structure, and once again, our own economical structure. So that's what that talks about, brother. Just better on the overall quality of life, not just on a national scale, but even though first we have to get the national scale together, then we can branch off to the international scale.
Yeah, yes, sir. By any means necessary, we have to progress, and the only way that we're going to be able to progress is we got to be solution based, and that's a big thing. I was just talking with Pastor Antonio Lipscomb the other day, just talking about the fact that it's always easy to point out the problems, right? It's always easy to say what's wrong or what's not going right or how this isn't this isn't that. But we have to be solution-based, and that's a big thing that we're focused on with Community Church Indy is providing solutions. I could sit here this whole hour and speak on the problems. Not to say that we shouldn't be addressing the issues, because we definitely should. But if we're going to address issues, we also have to be prepared to provide solutions. If I come in and into my office and the light isn't turning on, am I just going to sit in the dark and not get any work done in the office? Or am I going to be like, okay, the light isn't turning on. Let me come up with some solutions. Maybe the light bulb is dead. Maybe the breaker needs to be switched on and off. Did I pay my bill? whatever solution it may need to be, we have to be solution-based by any means necessary. So I would love for some callers to call in, speak on some of these things that this young man is talking about, that he's pushing, because I'm excited for him. Let's go through some more of the stories. I think there's 3 more. Story 6, Black girls are magical. Uh-oh. Talk about that one right there, my brother.
So when I talked about the black woman, some of the brothers nowadays, we like to refer to the black woman as queen or goddess, or put her at a high status or pedestal, because the black woman has so many unique qualities, beauties, and graces, just their natural inclinations are just so divine. When it comes to the black woman is the mother of all civilization. When it comes to the entire black race, the mother, generally speaking, there's special cases and things, but generally speaking, the mother is the first teacher of that child. That child, the first nourisher. The first thing that child knows is his mother after breathing, and the black woman is the backbone of the black community. When you don't even have to take a thorough historical observation. You can take the most minimal historical observation and come to the conclusion that women have done so much for our people when it comes to helping us progress, when it comes to activism, when it came to the Black Panther Party. There were more female Black Panthers that contributed more than the male Black Panthers, even though it's not a gender battle. We're all in this together, but black women really are the backbone and heart of our people. And to all the black women and black girls that are listening, thank you for all your contributions, your strides, and efforts. I love you.
Yes. Thank you. Salute to all the beautiful black women. They are truly our backbone. I know I wouldn't be where I am without my mother, single parent home. And she showed me so many different things. She wasn't perfect, but she loved me and she gave her all. And I truly do. I agree with you 100%. Black women have always been I would say the power behind the movement. Even today, I know so many powerful black women. My wife Kamoka, I wouldn't be able to do the things I do without the support of my wife, without the love of my wife, the motivation. And then she won't let me half step. She's gonna make sure I'm bringing it 100%. So to all the black women that are listening right now, I just want to tell y'all that we love you. You're beautiful. No matter what this world tries to say, you be encouraged. You keep your head up. You smile, and just know that you are magical, as Brother Jamaal has put it in his amazing book. So let's see. What's the next story here? Story 7, the teaching machine. Okay, what's that about, Brother Jamaal?
So the teaching machine is about the father of Pan-Africanism, whose name is Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey, who is from Jamaica, migrated over here to the United States, and he created and constructed the Universal Negro Improvement Association, and he was one of the first individuals to talk about, when it comes to the African diaspora, we all come from African descent, or we all have the African genotype, and we all going through the same, relatively the same predicaments and inflicted pains and sufferings as Black and African people in Northern America and Southern America and the Caribbean, on the actual literal continent of Africa and Asia, even the Black or African individuals in Europe. If we all could come together to a mutual consensus and understand this, and like you said, not just pinpoint everything that's going wrong, but also pinpoint what we're doing right, and then we can take a proper analysis to figure out, okay, this is what we need to improve on. This is what we need to do as Black people in this geographical location. This is what we need to do as Black people in this geographical location. So that's what the teaching machine is about. It's about the teaching, ideas, and philosophy of Marcus Garvey.
I love it. Yes, Marcus Garvey was a powerful individual. Yeah, and man, we have to be strategic. We got to have strategy. We got to organize. And again, that's what we're doing at CCI Community Church Indy, is becoming more organized. Not just to worship, because we have to worship our Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, and we have to. I'm a believer. I can't live without Christ, and that's just what it is. He's brought me through so much, but we also have to step out with that power out into the community, and touch people, help people who are down, make a difference. You never know what a smile, what a hug, what an encouraging word, what a prayer can do for someone. And I'm just excited about our leadership at Community Church Indy and what we're doing, and the souls, the lives that we are touching. God is on you, Antonio. I hope you're out there listening. Just know God is on you, my brother, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you 100% for the things you've done for me. I just want to tap on a little. I've met Antonio Lipscomb. It's probably been about 8 months. And the moment I met the man, he immediately started providing opportunities to me. He immediately started pouring into me. And that was really one of the first pastors that's ever done that on that level, just seeing my talents and wanting to see them come to fruition. And, it has changed my life. So, if we're out, everybody out there, y'all, we got to pour into each other. We have to encourage each other. We have to be strategic, like the young man was just explaining. We have to mobilize. We have to organize. We need to understand what's going on in our political arena. We need to know who we're voting for. We need to know why we're voting. We have to band together. We have to encourage each other. We have to say, hey, we will not, by any means necessary, change is going to come. We got to encourage each other. I just pray. I pray for our community so much, because it's so much, that is not going the right way. But there's also so many great things going on, and we're right here on the line with one of them, Brother Jamaal. So the last story here is story number 8, a boy and a man. Tell me about that.
So a boy and a man, that story is touching on the Black male and the Black boy, because I have a story for the ladies and the little girls, and the men and the little boys as well, and that's just talking about positive elements when it comes to the Black male and the Black boy, love between the Black men. Because one thing I like about the past 3 to 5 years is men are we're becoming more susceptible to things that we probably wouldn't be willing to be susceptible to 10 or 15 or 20 years ago.
Right.
Like small things like talking about, mental health is a big thing now. 20 years ago, men weren't about to talk about that. But, no, that makes me look weak. Oh, no, I'm a punk for doing that. My woman ain't going to want to, man, there's nothing wrong with doing that. So,
Yes.
That's basically, touching on kind of things like that.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I do agree. Over I would say, the past 5 to 10 years, it's become more and more less stigmatized for a man to say they need help, for a man to cry, for a man to talk about mental illness. But we deal with those things every day, and sometimes we just try and shut it all in. But over time, that's going to, break you down. That's going to impact you. And as a matter of fact, we have been doing a morning prayer every morning at 7 a.m. for men. Dial 667-930-8297. That's 667-930-8297. I'm going to say that one more time because we got to get our men on here so we can pray together. 667-930-8297. And the access code is 194-9471. That's 194-9471. One more time. 194-9471. That's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. We're on the line praying with each other, speaking with each other. Everything's confidential. We're going to keep it in that group. But we've been praying that at some point we have thousands of men on the line at one time praying together. The power of that, y'all, just think about the power of that, us joining in prayer, us joining in spirit, us supporting each other. We don't need any outside sources to support us. We can do amazing things if we band together. There's so many powerful black men, so many powerful men. And we're not just praying with black men. It's anyone, any man. But we always want to pour into our community because, of course, if we don't fight for our community, the history has shown nobody else will. So we have to fight for our community. We have to stand together and love on one another. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, fellas. So again, 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, call in 667-930-8297. That's 194-9471. Let's pray together. All right. So, Brother Jamaal, I mean, man, you've been laying down some knowledge, man, and I can tell you read a lot. I can tell you're passionate about this. I believe every the audience out there listening knows it too, just by how prepared you are, man. At 24 years old, man, I just give you kudos, man. I know I keep repeating that, but it's exciting to me because we hear so much about your age group, about what you're not doing, and about what you're doing wrong, and about the values that you don't have. Well, this young man shows that that's not true of everyone. This young man is doing something amazing. He's not only got his own business, but his business intertwines back to pour into the community, to encourage love for self, to encourage love for our history, to encourage breaking away from Eurocentric mentality, to encourage education on a level that our community, our young people can connect with and understand. He wants us to see the great in us. Come on now. I mean, come on. What more can you say? I just wonder, Brother Jamaal, as a 24-year-old, I want you to speak for your generation from a standpoint of, I don't think we get to hear enough from your generation, from your standpoint, if you know what I mean. From, we hear the rap, we hear, we see things on the news, and those things are all happening. But I want you to speak from where you feel your generation is. Speak on some of the positive points of your generation and some of the great things that you feel your generation has going for you.
Yes, brother. First, I want to say, shout out to Pastor as well. It's
Antonio Lipscomb.
Thank you, brother. Excuse me, something caught my throat.
No problem.
Antonio Lipscomb as well. because I met the brother a few weeks ago, and before I even got to meet him, everybody said, "Oh, you can talk to him. I'm like, who is this man? Okay, I'm gonna talk to him." As I'm still looking around for him, hey, have you talked to this is real nice. Talk to him yet. Can I get a chance to find him first? He must be a good guy for everybody hyping him up. So thank him for letting me hop on this platform, a true brother, and we'll definitely connect more after this session because I love everything you involved yourself in, and best of luck with everything you involved yourself in. Do a great thing for our people. But
yes,
few
sir.
things I love about our generation is
hold on for that 1 second, Brother Jamaal. Hold that because I want to hear that. We got a caller, Imani. Want to let her in and speak. Hey, Imani, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to call and congratulate Brother Jamaal. He knows he is like a son to me. And thank you all for allowing him the opportunity to share some insight and wisdom from his perspective, from this age group, this generation, that we do tend to look down upon. And I'm just so proud of Jamaal for being the example that he is, not only in terms of generationally, but also in terms of young black men and what the promise of young black men looks like. And so I just want to say, black men, I love you. Jamaal, I love you. I'm so proud of you. And like I told you before, this is your year. And I want to say, black men, this is your time.
Amen.
And that's my time.
Thank
you. Thank you, Imani. Come on. Receive that, Brother Jamaal. She's speaking all truth. Yes, we thank you for that. And I love her energy. Brother Jamaal, so I cut you off. I apologize about that. Go ahead and finish. So those positive things about your generation.
Oh, it's all good, brother. No apologies needed. So I'll say the one positive thing about generation is, due to us growing up in the technological era, we have access to a lot of things that our parents, grandparents, and predecessors didn't have access to. There's still a disproportionate distribution of information, but the gap is not as wide and vast as it once was. The problem now is not it's not a matter of, again, the disproportionate distribution. The disproportionate distribution of information, we usually instill the self-esteem, the value in ourselves, and change the way we think. But one thing we are doing that's very good is, especially here in Indianapolis, people at our age, we're getting a lot of community events put together. Like I was at an event last week. There's some that happen during the day, some that happen at night. We may have the music playing and stuff like that to draw the crowd in, but we still have those educational elements as well. Yes. We're coming together to collab on different projects, on different services, on different involvements. We are really taking back the entrepreneurship spirit, because people say, "Oh, well, we ain't never had no black this or black that." But nowadays a lot of people, we know about Black Wall Street. I'll say in recent times that's the closest. In recent times we had our own black economic structure, and we're doing for ourselves. If you want to really go back to ancient African dynasties and ancient African civilizations, we're doing for ourselves. And if history repeats itself, we can do it again. Yes. So I'm very excited. Our generation, we're coming out with our own black-owned, operated, and controlled services. We're using our talents to generate income. We're not just, there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. Nothing at all wrong with that. But we're no longer letting those 9 to 5s control our destiny. We're taking the money that we're making from these 9 to 5s and investing them in our passions and interests, whether it's in a business, whether it's in entertainment or provide a service, so we can do for ourselves. So those are some things I love about our generation today, brother.
I love it. Y'all hear that? I don't want to hear this not any positivity going on in this younger generation. We need to uplift them. We need to pour into them. It's our responsibility. They're a part of us, and we're a part of them. I'm speaking like I'm real old. I'm about 12 years older than Jamaal, so I guess I would be a part of his. I probably would be considered a part of his generation.
You're young, brother.
I know, right? I'm still young. I'm still kicking. But I thank God for everything He's done in my life. But I I love that perspective, man. And we got to encourage, we got to uplift. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying that because we need that. The world's going to continue to tell us what we don't have. The world is always going to continue to tell us what we are not and what we should be. But you know what? Christ has always said we're victors, and our history says so. You know, we only got 5 minutes left, but when you brought up that ancient African history, well, I was ready to start touching on some stuff, but we'd get pretty controversial, but we don't mind. But we should know that we do come from a powerful history, that we did educate majority of the world with the education that they have. I mean, we are amazing. Look in the mirror, look at your beautiful black melanated face, and love on yourself, because this world hasn't showed us enough love, so we have to start showing each other and ourselves love. Not to say we're not, but we have to do it even more. Amplify. Please, please, please go to his website. Once we get off the phone, someone support. Buy a board game. If you got the money, buy 10 board games. Support this young man. So, Brother Jamaal, one more time, let them know how they can contact you, how they can get the board game, how they can look into bringing you into schools to speak, as well as the children's book. Go ahead and lay out all of your information one more time for the audience.
Yes, thank you, brother. Again, everybody, I can be contacted via email, social media, all the above through my website. Again, my website is brother, as in brother and sister. So it's Brother Jamaal. Jamaal is spelled Jamaal, Nelson, Nelson. So again, Brother Jamaal Nelson.com. And you can contact me through there via email, social media, and all the above. And thank you again, brother. And I hope everybody out there, all the listeners, y'all have a black-tastic day. And I wish you the best in everything y'all involve yourselves in.
God bless. Well, that was Community Church Indy. I just pray that everyone's blessed out there. God, watch over us, watch over our communities, Lord, and continue to just be the amazing God that you are. Lord, we love you. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all have a blessed night.
You have been listening to Community Church Indy broadcast. We are on the air each week, Mondays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you would like to contact us, please feel free to email us at info@communitychurchindy.org or call 317-672-7149. Thank you for listening to our broadcast and have a blessed day.
The proceeding was a paid program. Do you want to be a plumber, carpenter, electrician, work with concrete, HVAC, or become a professional painter? Minority Contractors Collaboration is now offering online national certification training courses that can help you jumpstart your career. You might qualify to start your training at no cost. Simply call 317-991-3150 for an appointment, or text the word training to 317-205-7058 for immediate enrollment. Median enrollment.